Welcome to Micro Podcast. I'm here with Stuart Frederich-Smith. He's a CMO at Tiger Eye. We're continuing our conversation on marketing. You guys focus in on the go-to-market functions. What's it like being a marketing leader and helping to develop a go-to-market strategy for an audience that actually is go-to-market?
On the one hand, you know the profiles very well because you either are them or you work closely with them. And so in some ways, a shortcut to sort of understanding what the value prop is. But it's also an audience that sort of knows all the tricks and things like that because they're doing the work themselves. I think that we see this the most in sales, where if you bring too much of a sort of sales persona or sales playbook to a conversation with a salesperson, they can see through it and know exactly what you're doing. So the way around that, I think, is just to be really clear, to just talk about what you do differently and not try to rely on any kind of playbooks other than the clear value that the product delivers.
I actually had a prospect who responded to me this week and he was like, sales conversation aside, he's like, do you think you can deliver this value? And I appreciated that because it was a very just like transparent, direct, like we're not dancing around trying to do anything here. It's just like, do you think that what you offer can provide value and help my business grow? And it was really refreshing. And I wonder have you experienced any situations where there's been an opportunity to drop that guard and speak more directly and openly and honestly?
Absolutely. It accelerates the conversation to the point of like really discussing whether this thing can help or not. And it's funny because I think that as a buyer of software, that's the conversation I want to have too, right? Nobody really wants to be stuck in the long process. Everybody just wants to get real about this. And sales doesn't want to waste time on prospects that aren't going to convert. So I think that accelerating the conversation is helpful when you're working with go-to-market, but it's also helpful everywhere.
Yeah, maybe that's kind of an insight there. What we really need to do is just have a practical, open-ended conversation about how you deliver value and kind of drop a lot of the techniques and things like that and just focus on delivering value and insight and great product.
I think that, the trap that I see most often is just running a playbook without thinking about the person on the other end of the phone, right? And so if every sales conversation started with, from the salesperson to the prospect, what are you looking to get out of this conversation today? Because if you're not delivering that, then it's going to be a waste of time. And it just helps, I think, build the relationship, build the rapport, and actually deliver the value that the prospect is trying to get out of the conversation.